Hey everybody, welcome back. Dr. Marcus with the Arthritis Solution. And I'm doing a series of videos here on Les and the Arthritis Solution. And if you haven't watched the last couple of videos, go watch those now because it's an important backdrop to this conversation. And what I want to talk about today is, well, how Les was able to move from an arthritic and degenerative condition to a healing response and actually evidencing reversal of the arthritic and degenerative change. And the first answer is, well, how did we do that? We removed interference to the innate intelligence of the body. That's a crazy thing to say. Some people don't get that, so I'm going to really go through that in detail. All right, so firstly, last video we spoke about the body has an innate intelligence, an inborn wisdom to self-heal, self-regulate, and self-organize. If you have a cut, okay, imagine you've got a cut on your knuckle and you bend that, the cut splits open again, and then you wait for it to clot, then it scabs, and you bend it again. Guess what's going to happen? Yeah, you're right, it'll open up again. If I close it, scab, clot. And then if I do that again, what's going to happen? Open up again. Now, people don't do that because that doesn't make any sense to do that. You don't want to have interference, there's that word, interference to your healing potential. Clot, bend your finger, open the wound, interferes with the body's natural healing. The body's designed to heal. It can and will heal unless you get in the way of healing. So, that takes 7 to 10 days, and what we'll do is maybe put a stitch there, maybe put a little splint here so you don't bend your finger, particularly if it's a child and they keep doing that. So then we have to protect them from their own self-trauma and aggravation of the healing tissue, preventing it from self-healing. Make sense? Well, bone takes 12 to 15 months to go through its full cycle of self-healing. So for somebody with an arthritic or degenerative condition, when was the last time you put a healing force into your area of arthritic or disc damaged tissue for a 12 to 15 month period of time? Never. That's the answer I always get. Most people are doing this to their back. They're lifting, bending, carrying, they're taking painkilling medication so they can go to work. They're continuing to live the lifestyle that promotes damage to their back, to their spine, to their disc without interruption. And that's interrupting the healing force of the body. And so you're promoting the progression and deterioration of an arthritic or degenerative disc condition. And so what we did with Les was, firstly, we provide more healing forces than there were destructive or damaging forces. He still had to live his life, you still have to move, but there's no longer the lifting heavy weights or bending incorrectly or overloading the spine. We adjusted consistently and regularly to support the integrity of the spine, the self-healing of the spine. Then we balanced the core, we strengthened him. We improved a whole exercise component with 5 elements: stretch, strengthen, balance, coordination. Balance coordination is the 5th. We showed him how to mobilize the spine without aggravating or injuring it. We strengthened his core and his muscles to protect his back so he was no longer loading inappropriately. Stretch, strengthen, condition. We improved his circulation and lymphatic flow to accelerate healing and repair. Condition, we stretch and condition, balance. We created balance so his body was in integrity, and we allowed him to create complex and dynamic movements while protecting his spine. So we created a really clear exercise program designed to do that. Then we looked at the foods that were pro-arthritic, pro-inflammatory, and we eliminated those from his diet to go into the anti-inflammatory and anti-arthritic diets. We added in supplements, specifically boswellia, which repairs and regenerates disc, and then we also added in turmeric, which is an anti-arthritic, anti-inflammatory, amongst a few additional supplementations. It's beyond the scope to go through that here, but suffice to say there are certain foods, certain nutrients and certain supplements that create healing, repair and regeneration of arthritic and disc damaged tissue, and we implemented and applied that. We didn't only look at his exercise, diet and adjusting program, we then also helped him work on his mind, created calmness and peacefulness. We switched off the stress response and we looked at areas of his lifestyle that were problematic, that were producing problems, that were aggravating healing, and that's how we moved from one point to the other. But the significant part is the brain-body connection. If the nervous system is not governing, coordinating, controlling function in the body, including healing, then it will limit your healing response. And so the adjustment is integral and essential part of that, and that's how the miracle of healing took place for Les. Now, this is a summary video, and there's so much more I could go through, but that's why you come into the practice. That's why you have a conversation with me. That's why we look at your x-rays and find out what's happening and what you're going to do to trigger and facilitate your healing and repair. And that's why I'd love you to give us a call at Provolution Health. The details are on the page. Give us a call. I've got more coming on Les's story and how you can heal your arthritis solution. But for now, it's possible. The miracles are there. Let that be your opportunity too.